Pronouns. Let's read these sentences. Mark went to the park. Sarah went with Mark. Mark and Sarah watched the birds. Now read these sentences. He went to the park. She went with him. They watched them. Now let's compare the sentences. Mark went to the park. He went to the park. Sarah went with Mark. She went with him. Mark and Sarah watched the birds. They watched them. Mark, Sarah, and birds in the sentences are nouns. Mark has been replaced with he. Sarah has been replaced with she. Mark and Sarah have been replaced with they. The birds have been replaced with them. He, she, they, them. These words are called pronouns. A pronoun is a word that is used to replace a noun or a noun phrase. So our examples of nouns: pencil, lion, Mr. John, mango. Example of a noun phrase. Now it must have a noun on which other modifiers are connected. Example: the doctor, an umbrella, these goods. Let's read the sentences again. Mark went to the park. He went to the park. Sarah went with Mark. She went with him. Mark and Sarah watched the birds. They watched them. Pronouns are short words that can do everything that nouns can do. They help to avoid repetition. The noun or noun phrase is known as the pronoun's antecedent. What is an antecedent? An antecedent is a word that will be replaced by another word later in the sentence. Most often, the word replacing the antecedent is a pronoun. Now let's look at the example 1, replacing an antecedent. So let's go with our sentence. Sam went out in the rain, so Sam got wet. So here we have our antecedents, Sam, at the beginning of the sentence, and we have Sam repeated again in almost to the end of the sentence. So we are going to replace one of the antecedents to avoid repetition. So our new sentence would be Sam went out in the rain, so he got wet. Another example where we are going to be replacing antecedents. Sam and Tim went out in the rain, so Sam and Tim got wet. So here we have our antecedents. So our two persons, Sam and Tim, mentioned in the first part of the sentence, and here we have Sam and Tim again mentioned almost to the end of the sentence. So we are going to replace one of the antecedents to avoid repetition. Sam and Tim went out in the rain, so they got wet. So we replace the second antecedent in the sentence. Now here are some commonly used pronouns: I, me, his, you, him, hers, he, her, its, she, us, ours, it, them, theirs, we, mine, they, and yours. Now here are the types of pronouns: personal pronouns, possessive, reflexive, demonstrative, relative, interrogative, and indefinite pronouns.